Okay guys, so in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to paint skin for side view face. And as you guys can see, this is the light source that I'm imagining for this painting. And yeah, it does differ a lot based on the light source that you have. So once I have this outline ready, so it's not about how to create the side view for the face, but more about the painting. So I'm using this color right here. I just marked there, and I'll be giving you guys the color palette down in the description so you guys can download. Also be giving you guys a template as in the outlines for the side view face, so that you can actually practice using the color palette and the template as well. So it might be a little blended, but yeah, just do use it. You can just go ahead and trace it over. So what I'm basically doing right here is that I use that dark skin kind of color. In the light skin color, I used it on the background, so that is the reason why I'm using this dark color. And here what I'm doing is taking that even darker shade of that skin color that I had on the upper horizontal line of the palette. I'm using that darker color just to create a base for all of the shadows that I want to have on the side view face. And as you guys can see, now I'm just not going to be going into detail about where to put those shadows, as you have to keep in mind this light source that you have for the painting. But yeah, just gonna give you a quick tip. When you are painting side view, you have to make sure you are creating harsh looking shadows, as I'm doing right here. Reason being, your face look more chiseled from the side view. If you are actually painting a chiseled face, don't know much about the chubbier kind of face, but yeah, I can definitely say it about the chiseled face as I'm drawing right here on the screen. So the shadows are so subtle, but at the same time they look harsh. So that's what you want to achieve. So here what I'm doing is I'm actually painting the eyes, the iris, and also the white part of the eyes, so that we have a basic understanding of the depth, as in how much depth we want to add on the shadow part of the face. So that will be determined after we are done with the more detailed part of the face. I hope this is making sense. So what I've done here is, for the white part, I have chosen a grayish white kind of color, and also I am adding this maroonish color on that white part, just to make it more realistic, just to add that blood effect into the eyes. Now you don't really have to make it completely red, but yeah, you can also use a dark gray color for that. But then again, I like to use this color. I hope this is making sense, you guys. Also created the iris and shaded it again. Now I am actually gonna draw eyebrows and eyelashes. Now I have a lot of videos actually on eyebrows, so I will be linking those down below. Also for the eyelashes as well, I have a lot of videos. The reason why I'm showing you guys right here drawing those is because I just want to show you guys how the direction goes for the side view of the face. Direction is pretty much same for the eyebrows, but for the eyelashes, the whole front part, from the front part to the mid part of the eye, the eyelashes should go. If your face is actually looking on the left hand side direction, then the eyelashes on that part should go in the left hand side direction as well, but also they should look really long. And the eyelashes on the end part of the eyes should look shorter, because you are actually viewing it from your side, so they shouldn't be so obvious. I hope this is making sense, because if you are viewing somebody's face from the side, their eyelashes actually appear a lot bigger, especially in the front part of the eyes. And if you are hearing some background noises, I'm really sorry about that. I just cannot ignore that, and it just keeps annoying me. So yeah, that's what I did. So once you are ready and happy with the eye part, what you want to do is you want to create a new layer, and this time we are going to use this maroonish color. Now I have a video on tips on painting skin, and in that video I talk about why I use colors with different undertones. So yeah, go ahead and watch that video. And that's what I'm doing. I'm basically just going over all of those base shadows that I initially created, and I'm just going over those really light-handed. You really don't have to put much pressure onto the screen, but then again, yeah, just be really gentle when you're doing this. And I'm just going over all of these shadows that I created. Also, I forgot to tell you guys, once you have your outlines and you have your base and base shadows, just go ahead and also blend those outlines that you have for the whole face structure. It just helps in making the whole face look a lot more realistic, because those outlines, if not blended, they don't look so good, and it doesn't look realistic at all if you are going for that look. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. So as I said in the beginning, you have to keep not a good balance, but you have to make sure you are adding harsh looking shadows, and those harsh looking shadows aren't too harsh, but at the same time they are not soft. So as you guys can see, I rarely have soft edges or soft looking shadows on this face. I'm just adding those harsh looking shadows. As you guys can see in the cheek area as well, I have this curved line which is representing her cheeks, because light is coming from the left hand side. So that's also, you have to go with your intuition as well. It actually guides you when you are painting. So if you are confused about the light source and you don't know how to paint or add shadows on the face, just follow your intuition. Just do whatever your intuition is saying you to do. It actually works. And just add shadows wherever you want, and then just look at it and just look at the final result if you are liking it or not. So that's a little tip from my side that I used to do. Also adding this blush color. Now obviously color of the blush depends on you. I didn't include it in the palette, but it depends on you. You can add any pink color. And I not only added on the cheeks, but I also added on the nose, and a little bit of it on the forehead as well. So that's what I'm doing here. It makes the whole face look kind of balanced, and it doesn't look so out of balance when you only apply the blush on the cheeks. And I'm just intensifying some shadows on the ear part of it as well. And here I am actually gonna paint the lips. So for the lips as well, the quick tip is to just use one color to create the shadows and also the highlights, and by using the pressure sensitivity. So as you guys can see, I didn't put much pressure on the front part of the lips, so that is the reason why they look lighter as compared to the other part of the lips which look darker. So that's that. And I also went ahead and darkened up the nostrils as well. So you have to just keep making sure that you are darkening up the details which need to look dark. I hope that is making sense. Now comes my favorite part, which is highlighting. I have a separate tutorial on that as well if you want to check out how I go about it. But basically what I'm doing here is I created a new layer, and I picked up the background color that I have on this painting, because that was lighter as compared to the skin color, and I didn't use white color. So if you're painting dark skin tone, just don't use white color, just use a light skin color. That's what I'm doing here. I'm really lightly going over the highest points of the face, really lightly, so that the highlights are not looking too harsh just yet. And one tip that I want to give you, whenever you're doing that, whenever you're creating soft looking highlights, you just increase the size of the brush just a little bit. And when you want to create harsh looking highlights, just decrease the size of the brush and just put more pressure onto the screen, as I'm doing right here. So I create one layer for the soft looking highlights and one layer for the harsh looking highlights, and I have a whole tutorial on that as well, so do check that video out as well. So that's what I'm doing here. As you guys can see, the face looks so good, so dewy and so glowy. So yeah, that's that. And I'm just what I'm basically doing is whatever area or whichever area is lighter, I'm just going over those areas only. And yeah, that's a little guide that I follow when I highlight the face. So yeah, that's that. And yeah, do watch that video on how to you know, add highlights so that you're not confused. I actually go into detail about it. And also for the lips, as you guys just saw, I initially used white color to highlight lips, but it actually didn't look good because the color of the lips is too dark to be able to use white color as a highlighter. So basically what I did is I just picked up the color from the lips and I just used a really light version of that similar color to highlight the lips. And to just end it, what I did is I actually used the skin texture brush and also freckled brush to create some texture, and I use a lighter color when I'm adding texture to the skin. That's what you want to do as well. And to download that brush set, you just watch my video on Procreate, free Procreate brushes, and I have a link to that exact brush set, which is Kadri's set. I don't know how to pronounce it, tell me if I'm wrong, and go ahead and download that brush set. It is amazing. It has skin texture brush, freckle brush, and a highlighter brush, which I really like, which has glitter and yeah, stuff like that. Just use that skin texture brush with a lighter color and it will add a beautiful texture onto the skin. Also make sure to just decrease opacity. So yeah, that was it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please do not forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Also do let me know if the tutorial was a little fast, because I actually get a lot of comments saying that I'm going pretty fast for them to understand it better. So if that is the case, do let me know and I will make sure to slow down the whole process a bit more. But other than that, if you enjoyed it, do let me know. Also, if you do create something out of my tutorial, or if you do create this side view face or do paint it, do tag me on Instagram. I go through each and every one of you and I really appreciate that. So do that as well. And yeah, I will see you guys the next time.